the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young,
coming into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not going to give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back for the action in Series 5, and I can't believe we've got so far. I know it's going to be hella exciting, and I am amped up. How are you feeling today, Aggressive?
It's been a long week, and now that we are back, I am so excited to see what these teams are going to be bringing down today. It's going to be Series 5, ladies and gentlemen, coming back from Series 4 with VLT. Being the grand champion coming into Series 5, this is going to be a huge fight. This is the last series. Teams are going to be bringing out everything that they have to try and take one more last shot at that trophy and that top spot.
Yeah, and starting out is a team that all of us know very, very well is going to be Paratroops versus Dragon Slayers OC. Now, Dragon Slayers, we haven't seen much of them, but Paratroops, they're a team that we're very familiar with. They surprised us with their explosive, chaotic gameplay last series and their ability to just sort of take the fight to their opponent irrespective of what it was. They've improved from Series 3 to Series 4, and now going into Series 5, we'll see what they can get done. Going into the game, I'm really curious to see the compositions throughout this entire series, because the one thing we have had recently is First Strike happen internationally, and that sort of gives our community, our players, a chance to study the meta from an outsider perspective and then try to adapt that meta to themselves. It's going to be Paratroops here versus Dragon Slayers. I like the Killjoy for Dragon Slayers as well as the Breach. The Paratroops, very standard composition. Just the one change is going to be Ditto coming in instead of Mamba on that Omen.
Mamba is one of those Omen players that we love to see the way he set up his smokes, the way he set up his teams. Ditto, we've seen him to be extremely potent when it came to the duelist playstyle. But now that he's switched over to the controller, I'm really looking forward to see what he brings down to the table. For example, from the back of King Tunnel, we saw Rafa playing the Omen, and that was extremely different from any other Omen player that we normally saw, being the hyper-aggressive playstyle that he brought down to the table. And Ditto is probably going to be bringing that as well, with the Omen being a semi-duelist of a sort. But at the same time, Dragon Slayers OC, they have a Reyna, they have a Raze instead of a Jet to combo out with a Breach. And I'm an advocate, you can tell me this as much as you want, but I'm an advocate saying that Breach requires a Jet to be to bring out his full potential, I would say. Because the Jet's follow-up in comparison to any other character, it just doesn't compare to something a Reyna and Raze can actually bring down to the table. So I'm really looking forward to see what Dragon Slayer's OC can even do in this case to go up against such a very fast-paced and fast-execute composition coming out from the side of Paratroops.
Yeah, it's going to be a question of how really you use the utility on that side to keep up. But, I completely forgot in all this excitement to really introduce ourselves. I know you guys know us already. It's Series 5. I'm CA. I'm going to be your host at Castle. This is Aggressive with me to join me on the desk and on the mic. And it's going to be an exciting series to come. Now, we got a small technical glitch, but that's okay because we have plenty to talk about regarding the meta. Now, coming back to the conversation, right? As you said, Aggressive. For Paratroops, it's a very aggressive playstyle, something that they've sort of made their signature playstyle over Series 3 and Series 4. And for the side of Dragon Slayer OC, I see more of an adaptation to what we saw in First Strike, the Breach coming in, the Killjoy coming in. Now, what I don't see and what I really don't like, because especially since we're on the map bind, is the lack of a Sky. Sky for me, has been one of the best agents that has come into the meta, because the way she's able to currently dominate the initiator meta, we know how strong Sova and Breach already are. Sky, it seems like she's a perfect combination of both. You can use the dog and the wolf and the birds to sort of get you that information while acting as that flash and concuss. And the lack of a Sky, especially on the map of Bind, given the fact that you can use her ultimate or her wolf through the teleporters, is something that is a bit of a question mark for me. I think the teams will take some time to get used to it, so I'm going to look towards the later rounds to see which teams are the first to bring up that Sky.
Sky's one of those characters that I absolutely adore when it comes to the map of Find. It's one of the few maps that I would say is where Sky shines the brightest compared to any other character. But at the same time, I would love to see a double initiator composition. I don't know, this is my personal preference, but imagine this, a Sova and a Sky on the same team. Having so much info potential is gonna bring like an entirely different game plan. For example, if you have a Jet on your team, he's just gonna have a field day. He's gonna be like, okay, boys, there's a guy sitting on Cubby, there's a guy sitting on Shower high top, there's a guy sitting on Heaven, just go, Jet, just go. And it's just going to bring so much potential with the double intel compositions that we normally saw with the Cypher, but the Cypher had to play much more of the lurk playstyle. In comparison, now the side rush pushes are going to be so much more easier because of the availability of a Sky. It would just be beautiful.
Now we're back into the action between Paratroops and Dragon Slayer's OC. It's gonna be Dragon Slayer's OC on the attack, and they have a really good composition for the attack. Personally, I like the Killjoy a lot, especially on the attacking side because of the ability to free peaks. And then, of course, you have the agents such as the Breach, the Reyna, and the Raze. The perfect combination of using that utility to enter his site really, really well. For Paratroops, a really interesting pickup. I see 5 classics come out with 5 light shields, so the tankier they definitely are. That means they're going to be able to take those extended trays, and we're going to see if they end up panning out. Right now, both of the teams, they're just playing it very, very slow, waiting for the other to make the move. It's going to be Ditto making just that, though, with the help of the grenade, going in, looking for someone to flush out. Not going to find someone, but the grenade pushed many people out, did a bunch of damage, and now the Boombot going to flush them out as well. But look at this, Dragon Slayer's already inside, Victor with 1, Nemesis with the second, but Strix will answer back with 2. It's 3v3 on the map, but Strix is low.
Strix is low, but Edit, he has his own calls to give. Takes out Kali, taking it to a 3 versus 2, ladies and gentlemen. But 2 members are going to be looking extremely not healthy. It's going to be Victor going in for the flag. He's going to be able to find one onto Edit. Note that the last 2 remaining members have to be in that shower angle. That is where they found the last known position. Strix does use the Cloudburst to get into position, but the Cyber Cage is going to be giving out a lot of information of where they exactly are. For the defuse, and Strix, he goes in massive from the back end. He goes in for the classic right thing. He takes a 3K for himself, and a 3 versus 2 clutch round coming out from the side of Paratroops. They take round number 1 in their favor, and such a beautiful execute for their side.
Really well played round coming out from Paratroops. They're not the team that is willing to just sort of wait it out. You saw when they realized Dragon Slayer's OC weren't gonna make the first move, they go for that pain grenade from Binks into the Boombot to try and flush them out, and they sort of enable that push from Strix to be able to pick up that triple. Paratroops, they will be the one picking up the first round, and now I assume a 5-man Spectre buy going to come out, but in that last minute, Strix will get the buy through. So the buy for Paratroops all around, and the save, the eco round for Dragon Slayer's OC. They're going to look towards this B side, but Strix already, he's feeling hyped after triple, going for more. Will find one, will dash out with the way, and find the second. Strix with the double gives Paratroops the advantage, but Nemesis is able to answer back. Should be able to pick up a gun, and we'll see if he can get some damage done.
He's gonna be able to pick up that gun, but at the same time, it's gonna be Biggs coming in straight through the teleporter just to force off any sort of an angle. But it's gonna be Glam with the big flag. He finds one, he finds a second, and the last one is just gonna be Kali being able to pick up that spy. But at the same time, Biggs has his phone number, but Kali, he's going to quick pick up that call and just sends Biggs straight back home. It's gonna be Ditto to clean it all up at the very end of it all, making it a 2-0. And honestly speaking, I didn't really talk about this at the very beginning stages, where it came to the pistol round. This is a new meta that is starting to form, where the classic is actually better than the ghost in a lot of these cases. When you have that classic, a classic and light armor, when it comes to the defensive half, you have that potential to go for a lot more of the scrappy fights, to go in for a lot of the brawls. And this is what Paratroops do best when it comes to those closer engagements. Because imagine this, if Strix actually went for that ghost, he would have been dead already. He would have not been able to clutch out that round. And him being able to buy that classic, being able to take those scrappy close range fights that he not have on the defensive rounds, just goes to show how powerful that buy actually is. But moving forward into this round, it's gonna be Strix going in for them taps. He does find that one tap on the Snippy. He got a bit too aggressive on his side. He's gonna be able to get taken down. It's gonna be Strix taking another one. Biggs takes out Victor. Kali's able to trade out Biggs, but Cliff, he's way too quick. He makes that rotation from B-Long, comes into hookah, and just cleans it all up. 3-0 on the scoreboard for the side of Paratroops, and they have a very dominant lead on their side.
That was the buy round for Dragon Slayer's OC, but Paratroops, they come out swinging and they dominate that round, picking up a really quick 3-0 now. Strix is on fire. I particularly like the double peek coming out from Strix and Glyph towards that B-Long side. Even though Strix whiffed a couple of shots, Glyph able to finish it off, get that opening kill, and then Strix with the second peek, picking up the second, making that spike drop towards B-Long, and forcing Dragon Slayers to that particular site. Now once again, Dragon Slayers, they're going to go for the eco round. It's going to be up to Paratroops to push in. And push in they do. Strix will find the first blood onto Kali. And that's the spike carrier dropped. Paratroops starting to really take over the map entirely now.
Paratroops, they're the type of people who loves to get aggressive, especially when he gives them a chance like this. It's gonna be Strix. He's going for the dash and he's going for everything that he can. He's only forcing things for taking his kill right now. And Strix with that classic is able to take out Snippy as well. With a well plays headshot, only nemesis to go through the teleporter. But Biggs, he's way too quick with Ditto coming in from the back end to go through the teleporter to go for a knife. But that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, taking it to a 4-0 for the side of Paratroops. They're looking so strong. And the main driving problem that I would say from the side of Dragon Slayer's OC is they're not really able to execute down onto a site properly. Yes, there is a skills discrepancy, but think of it like this. Dragon Slayers, they're not really trying to execute down onto a side. They need to play for those trades. In a lot of these engagements, I see them just isolating themselves in a 1v1. And even when they are able to convert onto a kill, it's only after 2 members have already died. They need to be faster when it comes to those trades. They need to punish this aggression coming off on the side of Paratroops. I'm not really seeing that.
Yeah, the idea of using your composition to perfection is something we do end up missing out in these earlier rounds, but it's really nice to see we're no longer seeing those double smoke compositions or those double central compositions. But Strix is just on fire, man. He's picked up a 4K already, looking for his ace. He's gonna run into the race right here. Will find his ace. Strix take a bow. Strix now missing a beat coming in from Series 4. Strix on fire. 15 kills to his name already. Paratroops, me and Aggressive were talking about earlier how good a Sky and a double initiator comp basically can be to facilitate that jet. Hopefully we'll get to see that Sky and double initiator comp to facilitate this Strix, because damn, Strix looking pog right now.
Like, imagine a Sky and a Sova with this guy. This one man, we have seen him take down the members of GE in a matter of seconds. Imagine the Hellfighter that we normally saw. He just got headshot, 180 on back in Series 3. And imagine this when executing down on one side. Let's see how he coming out, but Edit, he's gonna be able to find one. Edit finds 2 on the Victor, but Kali is finally able to answer on the Strix, but Edit, he's on a rampage of himself right now. The ultimate does come out from the side of Biggs. He's gonna be able to find out Kali, and Nemesis goes in for the spray, but Biggs, he's way too quick with that headshot and lands that flick straight on the Nemesis' head to take him out. That's 6-0 scoreline for the side of Paratroops, and this is just really difficult to say what to do at the same time, because when Paratroops are so confident, when they know for a fact that they have the better mechanical dominance, it's going to be super difficult. But at the same time, the one advice that I would give to Dragon Slayers is to just be a lot more decisive. Maybe just push down onto a side, knowing that your opponents are actually so aggressive. They're going to be pushing from that B side. You can just push yourselves down onto one side to try and get a kill, try and execute down onto the side, or face the aggression head on when you know for a fact that they're going for this flank. Take out that one member, then rotate over, and then take over a side.
I think the idea of what Dragon Slayer's OC have is very nice, but the execution lacks. And this is something we see in the earlier rounds. The mechanical difference between two teams, very much obvious. Paratroops just on a tear right now. But Victor, he's picked up a double, and with Paratroops going down 2-2, man, it's going to be 2v2 for Dragon Slayer's OC. Perhaps they can pick up that first round. The lockdown will come down for Victor, looking to push in, but Binks, you know exactly where they're going to be. Will find the kill onto Victor. Snipey though takes him down, and Snipey will have the time to get the plant through. But now Snipey has to face down against Strix in this 1v1. Strix, he's gonna take control of showers and move in slowly, but Snipey is playing this smart. He's made a plant for the CT angle and now waiting towards in lamps, looking for the push in. Now Strix, he's going for the straight defuse, doesn't expect the lamp positioning. Will get taken out, and that's Snipey with the clutch for the first round for Dragon Slayer's OC. Very well done.
Raid boss has been taken down, being in the form of Strix, and Dragon Slayers, a small momentum shift in their favor. It's gonna be a 6-1 scoreline going down, ladies and gentlemen. But still, they lost a lot of money when it came to that round, with so many members going down instantly. So they're gonna be going in. Some of these members are gonna be having a broken bye. But at the same time, still a well-played round indeed coming in from the side of Dragon Slayers. This is what you want to see coming out from them, going in for the trades, punishing out the aggression, and hopefully they're going to be able to replicate these in the forward round. But it's going to be Strix pulling out the Blaze Storm Glyph, does spot out one with that camera for just now while holding down this B side. But at the same time, it seems as though Paratroops are not really going in for the aggressive pushes anymore. They're holding it down, they're holding it slow, seeing what they can find at the bare minimum. It's going to be another B long push coming out from the side of Dragon Slayers. A very slow execute, watching the flanks this time. They're adapting really well, and hopefully the execution is going to be good as well this time around.
Yeah, you can see the Dragon Slayers OC, they're a team that has the communication necessary to constantly improve together, and that communication really what is helping them right now. Victor, he's gonna pick up that first kill onto Bings. Ditto right there to answer it back to will mean it's still 4v4. Now Dragon Slayers, they took the TP, went towards the A side, and Paratroop's gonna look for that rotation, but Strix, he will move into the attacker's side of the spawn and start picking up the rotations for himself. Already picking up one, looking for more. Strix will miss the Blaze Storm, and Nemesis will end up taking him down. But Glyph with the neural theft, he's got all the information, so it's gonna be up to Nemesis to find the clutch, finds the kill onto Edit, and now Nemesis versus Glyph. Glyph knows exactly where he is. Can he clutch this through? Has a Cypher cage to try and deny one particular angle, but Glyph with the naughty plays, going for the full diffuse, will find the full diffuse. Oh my god,
this guy's just... What do you say? This guy has just a will of steel. He's just gonna stick that spike and be like, nah, this guy won't peek me. I know for a fact. He has the bigger mind reads coming out from his side, and he knew exactly what Nemesis was thinking and was able to one-up him in that scenario. But that was such a well-played round coming out from Dragon Slayers as well. This is the type of play that we want to see coming out from them. Yes, there's a huge skill discrepancy, but they're making up for it by the way that they're playing. They're playing it smart, they're playing it tactically, and that's what's going to be giving them that advantage. But at the same time, it's just not... this is where the experience comes in instead. Paratroops, they came from Series 3 and Series 4, they have so much experience under their belt that it's gonna be super difficult. It's gonna be Ditto, but there's a massive spray down coming out from the Heaven side. I didn't even notice that there's 4 members sitting on Heaven, just spamming straight through the smoke. Strix, Glyph, they're able to take down so many, and Nemesis, he only just has 8 HP, and it's gonna be big coming with the classic shot down. Connect with Nemesis! He has a 3-kill skip, forcing him down to a 1v1 once more. Ladies and gentlemen, this may just be possible for the side of Dragon Slayers OC. Yes, this was a bit of a weird round coming out from the side of Paratroops, but at the same time, Nemesis, he had no business winning out on this at whatsoever. He does use the satchels, and he's gonna be able to get that plan going into a 1 versus 1 against Ditto on the B side. Who's gonna be coming out on top is a real question. Both players are extremely low, and CA, take it away.
I mean, Ditto did use his ultimate, so he doesn't have that to his name. Nemesis does have the showstopper. He can bring the party to Ditto, and he's looking to do just that. The duel might just happen in the halls, but the shadow step will come through first. Ditto going for the fake TP, ends up just baiting himself out, and Nemesis with the 4K finds the clutch onto Paratroops, able to close out the second round for Dragon Slayers OC. Now, aggressive, we have to see For Dragon Slayer's OC, they have that Killjoy to their name, and they have that Breach. The Breach very much favored on the attacking side, with the exception if you're able to use him perfectly on the defense, sort of delay pushes using his flashes, then he becomes a really good agent on the defensive side. So what I'm trying to say is, if Dragon Slayers, if they can pick up at least 4 rounds or 5 rounds coming into this defensive half, then a sort of pull back in the second half could definitely be on, because Paratroops as a team, we know where they thrive. They thrive when they're making the calls, when they're making the pushes, when they're deciding how to attack the other team. And we'll have to see if Dragon Slayers, they can do better here. Now Victor, he's gonna find one, Strix able to return one back. It really does look like Dragon Slayers able to understand the playstyle of Paratroops and sort of adapt to it. Looking really good so far. But Paratroops, as you said, the experience really starting out with already they picked up a huge advantage in this round.
Really have that advantage, and Snipey, he's the last one remaining. He tries to hold it off for just a little while longer, but when you have such an hyper-aggressive player like the likes of Strix, who's just flicking around, he's like, looking, he's doing all of the 90s. Do you see this guy just cranking out those 90s left, right, and center? He's just like, I peek an angle, I'm gonna peek 3 different angles at the same time. He just turns on his spin board and he's like, okay, headshot, headshot. And I'm gonna go and he's gonna land another headshot. He does the 180, but he's not gonna be able to get that kill, but gets the spray down onto Snipey while doing that 180. That is absolutely beautiful coming out from the side of Strix. And this is gonna be another fast play coming out from the side. Paratroops once more. It's gonna be an RB forcing his way through that teleporter. It's gonna be one Pepper being Nemesis. He does use the showstopper. It does not connect, but Nemesis is waiting quick for that headshot. He finds out one on the bigs, and the A side plant has been found out. And Paratroops, they're gonna be in that backhand scenario one more time, going into a retake on a 4 versus 5 with everyone going into post-plant scenarios, but this is gonna be a 3-stack going onto the lamp side instead this time around. Ali watching the CT side, but a fast push coming out on the A-short angle. All of the noise is gonna be made, all the smokes are gonna be coming out. Strix, that's spot on one on the back of side. Actually tag down a little bit low. Strix with the first kill on the Senpai, being able to take him down. Lockdown goes down as well. It's gonna be Kali spotting out Strix on the sidelines. He's able to take down one of the middle. Strix going in for the fast plays. He's not gonna be able to hit that spray. Kali is able to answer onto Strix, leaving only Eden and Beb on the sidelines. Eden gets it first down the Stimpy. He goes in for the spray, and he's gonna be able to find 2. And the last remaining member is gonna be Kali, but it's not gonna be enough. He's not close enough to go in for that clutch round for himself. And it's gonna be Glyph holding down the defuse like the man he is. And ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a 9-2 moving down into the next round.
The way Paratroops choose to make that decision to all of TP through that A side into that B side, and then look to push in that B shot angle, initially it looks like it might just cost them heavily, because Nemesis, even though he doesn't find a kill with the showstopper, able to just stop them in their tracks and get the sort of complete kill, the advantage for Dragon Slayers. Dragon Slayers able to get the side, but Paratroops on the retake now going for a similar play, B long to A long TP. Dragon Slayers like, you know what, that's completely fine with us. We're just gonna take B side once again, and now Paratroops, they need to go for that retake. All 5 of them still alive. We'll have to see what they can get done. Now Dragon Slayers, they're waiting down at B long, and that's exactly where Strix, he's picked up the judge for himself, looking to make the plays. Will not find one instead. Going for the aggressive push, will find the headshot. Snipey able to return it back, and right now, I think Paratroops just looking to have fun.
They're having a lot of fun. You can see that Biggs, he's like, we don't give any damns anymore. They're just like, pull out the judges, just go in their faces and just show them who's the judge, who's the jury. This is the saying that we have. That they're gonna be able to find it all. And ladies and gentlemen, this is such a beautiful round coming out from the side of Dragon Slayers, being able to take that round away from the side of Paratroops, but at the same time, Paratroops, they're just having a good amount of fun. And again, oh no.
I can appreciate it. I mean, the entertainment from both of these teams coming in right now, giving it their very best. Paratroops, as we said earlier, right? Just slightly ahead. We saw 5 classics and light shields in the first pistol round. Now we're seeing 5 frenzies and light shields, and it really speaks perfectly, because right now Paratroops, they're in a complete frenzy. They're looking for these constant plays, these constant kills, these 5 stacks coming out. Right now the 5 stack towards B long, and that's exactly where Midori Senpai is. Can he find the delay onto this? Will use the flashes, has all his abilities, will find a 5-man flash, and just has to back up because Paratroops pushing him out aggressively.
I feel like he should have gone for the peak with the flashes he was able to get. Instead goes for the seismic blast, ends up getting taken down by Ditto. And now Paratroops like, more TP for us, A side for us, let's go.
They're just gonna make the run for it. It seems as though that rotation call coming up from there, and it's gonna be Kali being able to get that first kill, but he doesn't have any backup on his side. They're trading out man for man, blow for blow. It's gonna be Nemesis with the classic right click, and they take the reverse TP going down on the B once more. But it's gonna be Victor trying to hold down the fort, and this may just be another reverse TP going back down onto A. And it seems as the Paratroops, they're running the merry-go-round once again. We see another TP. It's gonna be Big Snow. He's only gonna get caught off guard, but he's gonna be able to find that headshot onto Nemesis. And Paratroops, they're playing the Tom and Jerry cat and mouse chase going out left, right, and center. Dragon Slayer's OC, they can never. Who with their right side the things? He just kills himself with his own grenade. It's seemingly it's gonna be happening, ladies and gentlemen. Tito, he's gonna be able to find hold onto his clone, and Strix answers back on the Victor. And Paratroops, they're playing, like, they're just having a lot of fun on their side, and this is what you want to see.
Paratroops, the way they are sort of, the way they're approaching these particular maps, I mean, yeah, right? Like, for them, it's very much about just sort of displaying their true skill. They have the confidence to be able to make plays like this, understanding that they might end up backfiring, but knowing that they have these individual monsters in their team like Strix and Binks, where even if it backfires, these players will just be able to pull it back by themselves. But now, Paratroops, they're going for a classic 8-shot execute. It's gonna be Strix with the aggressive dash and will find one. Strix with the dance will find another. And now Paratroops looking for their 11th with this 3-man advantage.
They're looking for the 11, but Glim, he does go down, but the Paranoid does connect. It's gonna be Strix coming through with the Frenzy. He's gonna be able to find one, and then straight through that Molotov. He's gonna be able to... And Edit, he's just adding much more insult in oh my god, I can't even speak. What is happening anymore? And he's just adding much more insult to injury, just killing out Strix with that shock charge. And Paratroops, they're looking pretty, they're looking strong. They're having fun while being able to win the game. So that is what matters indeed. This is a tournament game, and hopefully Dragon Slayer's OT, they won't take this to heart. But they put up a really good fight, I would say, and pulled out Paratroops to be a bit more serious in some of the previous rounds. But now, when it comes to the side of attack, Paratroops is like a completely different beast. As I said before, this composition is going to be extremely difficult to stop if you're not going to be able to hold it. But when you're a player like Victor going in for those one taps, he's going to be able to find it all. Mirror Senpai not going to be able to hold that angle. That's get taken down. Maybe though is going to be able to take down one of the Slave goes in for the spray, tries to find one, does spot out one, Edit, he's going to be able to get that first kill, but 3 members are still remaining for the side of Dragon Slayer's OC, still waiting out on that bench offside. Shockers are coming out from the side of Edit to see what he can find, but Edit, he's going to be able to take down one onto Victor, but gets immediately traded out by the hand from Nemesis. Maybe going in for the play from the back end, he's going to be able to find one, the Paranoid does not connect, and Glyph, he answers back with his own, but there's only 2 HP, and Glyph with that flick headshot onto Nemesis to take him out, taking us to match point is going to be
match point
moving forward.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, Paratroops, they're like, we're gonna go for these, and here I'm using air quotes, guys, so try to imagine that. Fun plays from their regard, knowing that even if they mess up with one of these plays, even if they sort of find the back end is so backfires onto them, they have the players in their team to be able to pull out those insane clutches, and that's exactly what Glyph does there. 14 kills to his name, he's gonna pick up, and now Paratroops, one more quote-unquote fun play, 4 marshals going on, the spam coming through, they're pushing in, Strix, he's gonna find the aggressive dash in to reposition himself, will just end up getting taken down by Nemesis though. It's gonna be Dragon Slayers with the man advantage, and now the rotation's coming through. Paratroops are not giving any ground, and Vix is gonna find first kill with that marshal. Oh my god, Paratroops. It really does feel like Paratroops flexing on Dragon Slayers right now, and I have to say, Dragon Slayers, as a team, they're responding well, not bowing down to the pressure put down by Paratroops.
They're not bowing down, and with that breach, getting those first 2 kills off, is just gonna be leaving Dill in a 1 versus 4-0 with that Marshall, and he's not gonna be able to win out anything in that situation. And Midori Senpai is gonna be able to find 1 more kill to his name, and a round defuse for their side. 12-4 is the scoreline for the side of Paratroops, and they're gonna be moving forward into that next round. Still, it's gonna be match point and a tall order for the side of Dragon Slayer's OC to bring it all back. Let's see what Paratroops are going to be bringing out to the table. And already we're going to be seeing the jury coming out from everyone from the side of Paratroops.
Yeah, you see, now they went for the 5 marshals. This time they're gonna be going, sorry, 4 marshals. This time they're gonna be going for the 4 judges. Edit will not budge, bro. Edit is like, guys, I'm just gonna play this standard. If you guys wanna make those fun plays, then you go right ahead and do that. I'm gonna clutch the rounds out for our team because we need it. And now you can see Paratroops, they're going once again for that A sword push. Strix will dash in, Binks will blast back in, and they will take A short Lamp's control. Nemesis, he'll find the first kill onto Binks though, and Snipey holding it down with his teammate, finds the second. Paratroops, if they keep giving up rounds like this, the tempo could really shift in the flavor of Dragon Slayers. If they do end up losing this round, I want to see them pull back to standard play. But Edit, this is what I meant. Edit, he will not let anything happen. We'll find the triple, and now it's 1v1. Sentinel versus Sentinel.
Exactly
Is Killjoy better or Cypher better? We'll find out. Cypher will pull out the neural theft and will go for the TP. Now, Victor, he has the lockdown to his name. Can use it to guarantee side control, and I wonder if he'll do that. Has his alarm bot and turret 92. Now he will go for the lockdown, but Cliff in his face. Pop goes Victor, and on goes Paratroops through the next round.
Paratroops, the fact that they gave us such an entertaining game board just goes to show what kind of a team they actually are. They're so mechanically talented and they're so confident in their own capabilities that they were able to do what they do best. Just brag out of their minds and have fun while they do it. This is like the tried and true test of Paratroops, because we have seen these guys whenever it comes to their games, they always make sure that they have fun, and that's what you should do as well. That does bring out the best in you when it comes to playing these games. And honestly, I love to see this, but Dragon Slayer's OC as well. Like, you did really well, but this is a skill discrepancy in the very end of it all.
Yeah, I really hope Dragon Slayer's OC don't get demotivated on the basis of this, because make no mistake, Paratroops, they're a top 8 team coming in from Series 4, so they're definitely a team to be scared of. And rather, for Dragon Slayer's OC, given the fact that they were able to continuously adapt within the rounds, I'm hoping they take inspiration from that and come back stronger. Our community, our Valorant community, is growing bigger and stronger day by day, and it really gives inspiration, I hope, to teams like this to sort of make their mark and then try to become the best. But for now, it's Paratroops with that chaotic, fun playstyle moving on to the next round. I have to give props to them as well, because that was a hella entertaining match, and given the fact that that was the first match we got to watch in Series 5, it really did set the mark for the amount of competition we can expect in Series 5 going forward. For now, we're going to take a small break though, because we're going to be back next, and we're going to be back with an intense return. It's DM King back on the maps. It's Godlike with the match, and I'm sure that'll be hella exciting. For now, make sure you check out the links in the description below, and like, share, and subscribe the stream. Make sure you get that top quality content. See.
Under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
coming into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5 powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD with AFK Gaming as our media partner. I'm CA, your host and caster, joined by Aggressive on the mic, and we're here to bring you the action between Godlike Esports and Evo Nation. Now, Godlike marks the return of the one and only DM King Deathmaker back to the Valorant scene, and boy, oh boy, am I excited for his return. Aggressive, are you just as hyped as I am?
You got the pleasure of casting DM back in Series 2 and Series 1. I didn't get this pleasure, and the amount of hype that you actually brought into me coming into this game, I want to see them headshots, and I want to see him just click heads. One bullet, one head. I want to see a 5-bullet ace, otherwise I'm not going to be happy coming out of this match.
I mean, with DM, even those fantastical things definitely possible. But let's address the situation of Godlike just a little bit now. Now, Godlike, they've registered with that 6-man roster. So definitely still, I believe, trying to figure out everyone's role in that roster. Because Godlike, they had a very specific strategy coming into Series 4. It was always Shivy on the Breach, Knight Rider on the Jet, and the Scarguard on the Omen, White Horse on the Sentinels in Cypher, and SMX on that Initiator Sova pick. So I'm curious to see like how the shifting happens, because the one thing we know for sure about Deathmaker is he's gonna play a duelist. So does it become now a double duelist composition? Does it sort of do they stay true to that single duelist as Knight Rider shift onto something else? We'll have to see. For this match specifically, I do believe we have the information. It's gonna be SMX going onto the bench, and it's gonna be Deathmaker coming on. So I'm curious to see who picks up that Sova role, because SMX, he was one of the best Sovas in the country. Living up to his standards is going to be a high ask.
SLX is one of those players that's going to be really difficult for them to even do anything on. Oh god. Oh god, I can already see CA just standing on his chair in a way. It's probably gonna happen, but maybe it's not. But I'm not gonna put his hopes on. But as I was saying, SMX not being on this roster is gonna be changing a lot, because now we are gonna be seeing Shivy instead shifting onto the Sova. But this is a huge change for their side, because now there is no Breach. And yes, the Breach meta, like, people are slowly shifting away from the Breach meta in some maps. And Ascent is one of those maps. Yes, Breach is super powerful, but at the same time, when you have talents such as Deathmaker on your team, you don't really need that Breach. You need to allow him to frag out on his own, be that solo potential that he can be, and putting him on that Reyna opens up a lot more when it comes to these double duelist compositions. And so, Godlike, they have that on their sides moving forward. But from the side of Evo, we see that this is going to be a rather similar composition coming out with the Rays coming out instead of that Jet. But you know me, I'm not really an advocate for the Rays when it comes to the map of Ascent, but we have seen it work time and time again, so Evo can prove us wrong.
Yeah, I like Jet when you have something to really set up the Jet in the way she's able to approach the map. I think Raze on her own has slightly more utility to be able to come out on the map and come out stronger. So it's a question of where you're comfortable. Are you comfortable being that solo sort of entry fragger and picking up that Raze? Or are you comfortable synergizing with the team and using the Jet dash to its full potential? You can see Godlike, they're one of the top contenders for that crown in Series 5, and they're looking for the action. Now, we were talking about how Deathmaker is really going to fit into this current team of Godlike, and right now it seems like they're going for a very standard composition. putting him on the Reyna. I expect him to be the entry fragger for Deathmaker. Knight Rider staying on that opping role, and I think it really works well for the entire team because I feel like Knight Rider, he's at his best when he's able to play the round slowly and calmly, really utilize his patience to the best of his ability. Deathmaker on entry, when he's able to get into the faces of everybody and show his aim to the world, that's where he's at his best. We'll have to see if Godlike are able to utilize that because it's going to be Shivy on the Sova. Now, Shivy, we know him to be the IGL of Godlike Esports, and Sova, a slightly different agent in comparison to Breach in terms of IGLing. Like, I don't think it'll be harder for Shivy. It's just a question of how much more patience he can play with, because Breach, it's all about getting into the thick of the action and setting up the plays. So it's about taking a step back, being in the background and setting up the plays for your team. We'll have to see if Shivy can adapt to that role.
He's one of those players that we have seen him adapt super quickly when it comes to switching out roles, but it's going to be SlayerZ getting that first kill. It's going to be Knight Rider going in for the Tams. He does find one. Deathmaker coming on the side. He takes out another one from the back end, but it's going to be SlayerZ taking out two. And then Knight Rider from the side as well to clean it all up. 2 kills for Knight Rider, 2 kills for SlayerZ, and 1 kill for Deathmaker. The 3 members just cleaning it all up. And from the back end, Shivi's like, guys, I'm here as well. And White Horse is like, bro, I'm a Cypher. I'm supposed to be on this side. But Evo's like, nah, nothing's gonna happen. Going in for that mid contest, you need to play for those smokes. And it seems as though Evo, they didn't really smoke off any angles when they tried to take this mid control. And they got absolutely demolished when it came to those peak battles. And Godlike, they're such a mechanically talented team that you cannot challenge them like this. You need to go in for those smokes. You need to go in for those plays instead.
Yeah, you have to be able to deny one angle altogether to then be able to contest the other angle, because you see the way Knight Rider is able to push up a shot in that round, just sort of force EvoNation into mid and get that flawless round through for Godlike. Now Deathmaker doing very similarly with Shivy down at the shot. He'll get that first kill, Shivy with another. This was the buy round for Godlike. You expect them to be dominant, but Godlike right now, they look like they will lose a single member in the first 2 rounds. Evo, he has his stinger. We'll see if he can get something done. But for Godlike, this might just be 2-0 in a double flawless fashion. Brilliant to see with Godlike making this acquisition of Deathmaker.
Deathmaker's just doing Deathmaker things. He's gonna be running in, getting those 1-taps and cleaning it all up. But this was an eco round for their side. This was an eco... Oh wait, that was a force buy round for the side of Evo Nation. But
yep,
now coming into this buy round, like semi-buy round, I would say, they're gonna be having quite a lot more issues. We see the Ares coming in, not really a safe coming out on that last round, and you cannot go in for those force buys unless you got a bare minimum of 3 kills when it came to those pistol rounds. That's really important in Evo Nation. They're making one of those rookie mistakes for their side, and that's what's going to be hurting them the most. The one of the angles are going to be coming in, but it's going to be Deathmaker being able to take out one. He goes in for the second. The headshots are going to be rating the Feast and Famine champion that is known as Deathmaker on this arena. He's just going to be tearing it down and a flawless round for the side of Godlike Esports. They're taking the fight straight to Evo Nation, and they're just burning them down. Remember when we saw that Deathmaker was clawing the walls of the A side? He was marking his territory, being like, this is my spot. If you come here, you're gonna be dead. And Evo Nation is like, okay, bro, we're not gonna go there. But Deathmaker's like, nah, this is also my spot. He goes down on the B-band and he just be like, I'm gonna spray you down. I'm gonna kill every single one of you and take you out. And a flawless round indeed from the side of Godlike.
I actually want to point out a small thing too. Like when the Evo Nation recon dart comes out, Deathmaker, he moves slightly to his right to get behind that tiny wall area near B short to be able to dodge that recon dart, therefore not giving away any information to Evo Nation and letting them come into his loving arms. Not so loving because he just finds a double headshot, and that's another flawless round for Godlike. But now Evo, they're fighting back and they've gotten the first kill. SlayerZ with 2 though, but Bracken Craven answering back, looking for more. Is 3v3 now on the map. It's going to be SlayerZ. ADS with Spectre is not something we see a lot, but in that long range duel, you'll find the 4, and SlayerZ with his ace coming out. 3 flawless rounds and an ace in the 4th. Godlike mean business here.
Godlike, they're just running in and just doing what they do best, getting them frags, getting them kills. And it seems as the Evo Nation, they don't really have the same level of coordination or communication coming out from their side. And this is what's really hurting them the most. Like, look at SlayerZ. He's just chilling out on the back of A long. he's just sitting there and no one's really even trying to contest him. Not really a double peak, not really a triple peak. That would have been able to give them the advantage, and this is where it's going to be hurting the most. But I feel bad for Whitehorse. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard with only 0 kills. He has not seen a single soul this entire game.
Whitehorse not able to find the kills because the rest of his team really shining, and now Deathmaker with the Empress. He's found one. Knight Rider, he's on the op. This is what we were looking forward to. DM on the entry, pushing in aggressively. Knight Rider on the op, holding it down. It's DM with the triple now, and Knight Rider with the last kill to pick up the flawless 5th round for Godlike. Godlike's like, if you kill us, we're gonna get an ace. If you don't kill us, the round will be over really, really fast. There is no way out of this for Evo Nation. One has to wonder what this nation did to anger the gods, because now Godlike, they're raining terror on them.
He's just gonna be forcing down that hammer. I don't know who's gonna be the judge and who's gonna be the jury this time around, but it seems as though the lightning flashes are gonna be coming out from the side of Deathmaker and Knight Rider. Scargod with that ace as well, just putting his divine presence down on the field. It's gonna be a B-side execute coming out from the side of Evo Nation, but it's gonna be Deathmaker slowly creeping his way up that B-long, B-short angle. He's probably gonna be able to find one. Yes, he does. He takes out the War God. He goes in for the second. He gets a headshot on the victory. Being able to take it out. He gets the headshot onto Raven. He gets the headshot onto Hellfire. He's cleaning it all up. He's looking for that ace, but Scargod is like, nope, I'm the only person who gets the ace in this game. He takes out the last remaining member, and there's nothing that you can do to stop the entirety of Godlike. They're forcing their presence, they're showing their dominance, and they're running in no matter what happens.
The way Godlike are just sort of controlling this map is especially important, because in the last map when Paratroops were there, we saw a bit of those fun plays coming out, but Godlike, they refuse to give any sort of space to EvoNation to exhibit their own talent. Godlike are like, we'll show you how we want to play the game continuously. I especially like this, taking control of the shot angle down A shot and B shot, and making sure that Knight Rider on the op, then holding down mid, has control all by himself. He's gonna pick up that 2 kills and now go in for the aggressive push. But now Shivy and Deathmaker, they're gonna find 2 more. This looks like yet another flawless round for Godlike. The Deathmaker finishing it off 7-0 for Godlike Esports.
A beautiful round coming out from the side of Godlike. They're just cleaning it all up and showing what kind of a game that they're bringing it down. Before we saw them as far Esports, now moving back to Godlike once more. Ladies and gentlemen, this team is going to be scary moving forward and moving up the ranks. Any team who faces such a dominant force, they're not gonna have a fun time going up against these players, but at the same time, this is where you need to learn, this is where you need to understand how these players play, why they're so mechanically dominant, and how their game sense gives them the edge compared to any other team. This is where they will learn, but at the same time, we see finally Whitehorse getting some action on his A side. This poor guy's just been sitting at these 0 kills for so long that probably he's gonna be able to find something at the bare minimum, but it's gonna be a flash flush coming out from the side of Evo Nation with the lockdown on their side. It's gonna be Knight Rider not being able to hit that shot, and poor old Whitehorse gets taken out immediately by that showstopper coming out from Napstar. Knight Rider going in for the plays with the knife. He's gonna be able to find one through the Evan side. Maybe though, Evan back with his own kills. He's able to find 2. Deathmaker takes a peek, being able to take out his own clone, and it's gonna be Raven sitting on the back end with this Omen, but it's gonna be Scargod, his one and only clone. The Paranoias are gonna be ready, both throwing it out. They're throwing everything but the kitchen sink into the face of Raven, and the army's gonna be coming in with Scargod with that headshot to clean it all up for their side. And Godlike Esports, they did a dominant 8-0 lead against Evo Nation.
We have to remember that this is the early round. First round the entire tournament, the round of 256, and in these rounds we do get to see skill discrepancy come in sometimes between the teams, especially when you have a team like Godlike, who are like one of the top 10 teams, if not top 5 teams in the entire tournament, and they're a team that really sort of set the mark by acquiring Deathmaker. They had a successful composition, but they're like, we just don't want to be top 5, top 10. We want to be top of the we want to be the best of the very best, and now Godlike looking to do that with the acquisition of Deathmaker, showing that they mean business when it comes to playing even against these teams where they have that skill advantage. Godlike, they're able to continuously take the advantage, even though Evo Nation pick up first blood. It's Scargod, Deathmaker taking mid control, and now taking control of the entire site. Look at Deathmaker's positioning. He's behind Evo Nation. Evo Nation, you have nowhere to...
This is just an absolute feast coming out from the side of Godlike. They're just swarming them down, not really giving them any room to breathe whatsoever. And these broken buys coming out from the side of EvoNation are not really helping as well. They're not really understanding the concept of going in for these ecos, and this is what's hurting them a lot more as well in the long run. Yes, there is a mechanical skill discrepancy, but there's a much more wider gap when it comes to the macro gameplay as well. And yes, you may have skills discrepancy, but at the very last game we saw something very different. Yes, there was a skill discrepancy, but it was not as big. At least they were able to put up a fight against Paratroops. But here it seems as there's absolutely nothing, but it's gonna be Dapstar getting that first kill on the Deathmaker, opening up this B side just a little bit more. The raid boss has fallen, but there's two other raid bosses remaining. Scargot does go down. One of the raid bosses remaining. It's gonna be Knight Rider with that operator, and White was finally be able to get that one kill, but gets traded immediately by the hands of Evo Star. It's gonna be Shivy on the back end. He goes in for the Knight Rider. He's gonna be able to find one. Knight Rider finds a second for himself as well, looking for his third, and he's gonna be able to clean it all up. And Raven is gonna be sent back home with that one good operator shot. And Godlike Esports, they're cleaning it all up. 10-0 is the scoreline moving forward into this next round.
I really love seeing like sort of Godlike just sort of default into this composition. You see all of them, it seems like they've really understood what their roles are and are able to understand where they want to make that specific mark in the game. As you said earlier, right, Whitehorse, he's not getting much action, but the fact that he is able to solo deny inside is why continuously Godlike able to make these aggressive pushes. In the last round, it was Knight Rider with his AWP coming in strong, and now Whitehorse is gonna pick up an AWP for himself, get a kill, join in the action, but Deathmaker, he's raining havoc, he's pushing in aggressively. He'll find his triple, looking for his quadra. It'll be instead Whitehorse with the AWP taking him down. Whitehorse is like, guys, save a bit for me. Let me get it on the
Last
edge.
round before the half.
This is having something in the background, I would say. Let's go scoreboard to see what the kills are going to be looking like this time around. It's going to be 22 kills for the side of Deathmaker, 10 kills above anyone else. And Evo Nation, they have 3, 2, 1, 1, and 1 for their side. They're not really having a fun game. As Godlike, they're not really giving a lot of space. They're not budging an inch, and they want to end this off quickly. Again, it's going to be another Ares buy round coming out from the side of Evo Nation with one more Odin on their side. The Deathmaker, he pops out the Empress, just spot out the Boombot, goes in for the spray. He's going to be able to find one on the Raven. The Painter is going to be forcing him off the angle for just a little while longer, but already the army is going to be coming through. The spray outs are coming in from the side of Deathmaker, but he's not going to be able to get that kill. But Shivy, he answers back 1-1 himself. Going for a peek himself, but it's not going to be enough. Shivy gets the second. And it's gonna be victory going into a 1 versus 2 scenario, but he's at such low HP that I don't think he's gonna be having a fun time. As Whitehorse, he's hungry for the kill. He wants to put his name on the scoreboard, but it's gonna be nice. Oh no, Scar got missed that shot with the operator, and Whitehorse was able to clean it up at the very last second with his own goals. And such a beautiful play from the side of Godlike. Yes, this was a bit of a scrappy round, and good try from the side of Evo Nation to punish out this aggression. But in the long run, this was really difficult indeed.
Yeah, you can see that Evo Nation, they're trying their very best, understanding what their tendencies of Godlike are, and trying to make get Godlike a punishment for that. But like the way Godlike playing this matchup, like Deathmaker 23 kills on that Reyna, there really is no space for Evo Nation to find their control, to find their advantage. 12-0 already, and now looking for the win. Godlike Esports. I mean, there is a radical difference between the way map 1 went and the way map 2 went. Godlike, you can see that they're annoyed by the way Series 4 ended. One of the prime reasons, I believe, for getting Deathmaker into that team. And now they're looking to sort of settle themselves onto the scene, make sure that the teams understand that Godlike, they're a team to be scared of. Now Godlike on the attack, Scargod, Knight Rider each picking up a kill already. They're gonna take control of that A side. Not gonna go for the spike plan, they're just gonna go for kills.
One enemy
They're going for all of them kills, but it's gonna be Deathmaker running it down. He wants those kills. He wants to close it all down. But Whitehorse is like, I'm gonna be the last one to get the kill. I get the last thing. You guys had all of the fun when it came to the defensive rounds. I am the Cypher. I am the Sentinel. Finally, I'm gonna do something on this attacking half. He gets that one kill to cement his name when it comes to this match, and a dominant 13-0 win coming out from the side of Godlike. And Evo Nation, they need to just build more experience coming forward. I would say this match just goes to show what kind of a difference and what kind of juggernauts are actually in this tournament, and why you need to practice, why this is actually a good learning experience to play in tournaments like this to see what you can reach. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, for Evo Nation, this is definitely a good experience and a chance to really sort of understand what it feels like playing against the very best in our community. And I have to give props to them because they tried, right? They had a good situations where they're able to show their learning, to show the fact that they're capable of adapting. And we'll have to see if they can sort of take this experience into their competitive games in solo queue or in the queue as a team and become better for it, because you could see that Godlike, they had plenty to teach. For now, that was a brilliant matchup between Godlike Esports and Evo Nation. And it's going to be Godlike moving on to the next round. I'm excited to see more of this team as we move forward into the tournament. Because I was saying top 5 and top 10 before, but given the way they played just now, I think they could make their claim towards the crown in itself, maybe dethrone our 3-time champions in Velocity Gaming. We'll have to see. The last time someone came close, it was a team with Deathmaker in it. For now, though, that was map 2, and we have one more map coming in for this action today in the round of 256, and we're going to go set up for that. In the meantime, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Follow us on our social media for all the updates on the tournaments brought to you by the Esports Club and all the content made by our team in the background. For now, we're going to take a small break, and we'll be back with you in the action of the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD real soon.
Time every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Baby, while we're
into the competition after a long break and showing us that they will maintain that champion position. Rexy, he's not gonna give up. It's do or die. He makes himself known. And Amaterasu with the finishing blow. Velocity Gaming, they are your champions of the TEC Challenger Series 4.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5 powered by Ideapad Gaming with AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back in the action, and for Game 3, Map 3 today, we have Team Lord versus Anna OP, and the reason I am so hyped for this matchup is because while both of these teams are really good, we've got our first Icebox. Let's go.
Icebox is a map where I'm really scared to go forward because as a caster, I'm supposed to analyze everything. And Icebox is one of those maps that I have not really had enough time to get acquainted with. But we have our resident Icebox specialist, CA. He's going to talk you right through everything, and he's going to be the analyst coming forward. But I'm really looking forward to see what the kind of strats these teams are going to be bringing down to the table, because I want to improve as a player myself, and we all want to improve. And watching these high-level players duke it out in this new map, it's going to bring everything around.
Yeah, I mean, the thing to be really excited about is agent select because it's completely brand new. Either team can go and show exactly how to approach this matchup in a new way with this map coming out. The first Icebox in a competitive series in our South Asian community, and it's going to be hella exciting. And looking at Champ Select, it looks like both the teams have very different ideas on how to approach the map. For the side of Anna OP, we might be seeing a triple duelist comp come out with no initiator agent, no Sova, no Breach, no Sky so far. Sky particularly good on Icebox. But for the side of Team Lord, very standard composition. You see the double duelist coming in, you see the Breach, and a Sage Hover. I hope that gets locked in. And you're hearing that right. I'm saying that I hope the Sage gets locked in because Sage is especially strong on Icebox. The ability to get those reactive balls in particular sites, or even use them for boost to deny the verticality of a particular angle, it can be really, really strong. Very different approaches coming out from both teams, though, aggressive.
It's a really different approach, and when it comes to the lineups for Icebox, I would say I personally prefer Arena over the Phoenix. This is personally my preference because think of it like this: a Phoenix flash, when it comes to those really, really long ranges, it's not going to be as potent. The flash, like the closer you are to the flash, the more it affects you. And Phoenix is one of those characters, when it comes to those long range flashes, he's not going to have that much potency, as the flash is going to wear out a lot sooner in comparison to Reyna, where the flash is going to be able to affect them at still medium to long ranges if you place it down properly. This is where the biggest difference is going to be coming through for their sides. And there's a lot of corners on the side of Icebox, and Phoenix, I don't think he's going to have a good enough time time with those 2 flashes to go and clear out any of these corners when he's going in for that entry frag. There is, of course, the breach to clear out these corners, but at the same time, breach, it's really difficult to get a lot of value of him on such a large-scale map that is Icebox.
Already Chand utilizing the verticality of the map. I love to see a Jet on Icebox. You can see that both the teams have that because of the insane verticality in this map. Using his updraft to now get himself onto the green angle. Pros call this the cherry, and using this now to hold down into B side. But for the side of Ana OP, they're going to be going, for the side of Team Lord, they're going for the aggressive mid control, now taking control of all of the angles into A, looking to push in. This Kise OP Killjoy all on his lonesome will down by PLG, and that's the side control for Team Lord. It's going to be Ana OP in a 4v5 situation going for the retake.
On that retake, I'm sure coming in from the heaven angle, knows that 3 members are going to be sitting under him in that hell side, but it's going to be no bro, only Pi being able to take down one of the PLG takes one on the back, and it's going to be Arm getting the last remaining kills, one on Euphoria, one on John to take them all out, and it's going to be one of those rounds indeed. It seems that it's going to be closing it all down for their side. Such a fast execute coming out from the attackers was absolutely incredible, and this was one of those executes that I thought that they had proper mid control, but there was no one on mid to stop any of the pushes coming out. And when it comes to the map of Icebox, mid control is so important because you can just go into either one of these sides so easily. You have kitchen control, you have that entrance into B, you have that entrance onto the back of A, and if the push is well coordinated enough, there's no way to stop it.
Yeah, the push is extremely important. You try to get them as fast as possible because given the size of the map, if you're able to take map control and get into post-plan positions, it can become really difficult for the opposing team to recollect and go for the retake given the amount of time you have remains the same. Now, you can see Team Lord, they have very specific plans coming into this map. They're using the breach to perfection, continuously get mid control, and now take control of the side. It's going to be Team Lord with that 4v1 advantage. Survey on his lonesome with just the frenzy to his name. He's going to be stuck in this 1v4 situation. It's okay though. If he can just find 1 kill, it would be a decent eco round coming in for Ana.
Trying to find what they can, but Survey, he's already been spotted out, and with the right side line coming out, it's gonna be Mr. Hankenstein being able to take out Survey to take one more round off the board. And Team Lord, they're looking strong coming into this map. And they have a strat, they have everything built up for this side, and it seems on OP, they're kind of struggling when it comes to this map, but it may change in the long run because this is a map about adaptation, and hopefully OP are gonna be able to do that with the gun rounds coming in for their side. The buys are gonna be healthy for both ends, but this is where it's gonna be mattering the most as Team Lord, they do have the advantage on their side, and losing this round is gonna be throwing OP into the gutter even deeper. Chand taking a bit off angle on that back end corner. Shurbe knows for a fact that the mid control is gonna be coming in, uses the Reina Flash to see what he can find at the bare minimum, but he's going to be holding it now, trying to hold the fort for as long as he can. Survey, he's in a really good position to go in for these kills. He's going to be able to find one, and Kise OP is going to be able to find another one. And
One
finally,
player
Armbar
standing.
goes down as well. Chan takes one out with the Evo. He's just going to leave in Frankenstein to try and get these kills, but in a 1 versus 4 situation, it's going to be even more difficult.
Now, coming back to the compositions, given the fact that Ana OP now able to find their ground in this buy round, I want to take a second to really talk about the difference in both of these compositions. For Ana OP, we have that triple duelist composition coming up, and for them, the attacking side is really going to be favored when they can dictate the tempo of the game. The X factor in their defensive side will end up being the Killjoy. The Killjoy is my favorite sentinel on Icebox because of the fact that you can use the turret with the verticality of the map to cover a spectrum of angles. You can see that happening right here, using that turret to now cover that B heaven, B rafters,
30
A
seconds
rafters
left.
side. He gets a ton of information to his name. But Hankenstein, he has some different plans. Will find the headshot and to split on a rock, and now 1v3, he needs to find and push some kills for himself. He's just playing it slow, I think, possibly trying to save, but not looking to do that. He takes down the alarm bot, he's giving away his position. Hankenstein instead just ends up getting caught out, and Kise OP with the triple will secure the buy round for Ana OP. I mean, I think for Team Lord, that was a bit of an indecisive push, going for the same angle multiple times in a row, especially against the Killjoy, who will be adapting with her nano swarm positioning, be able to catch you out does end up being costly. And the fact that Anna will be able to pick up that first buy round will be really instrumental in making sure they don't give too much momentum to Team Lord.
Team Lord, the way they executed this round, I liked it, but at the same time, when they placed that dark cover down to block off that CT angle, it was really dangerous because they literally saw absolutely nothing and they actually pushed into the dark cover after dying. They should have just gone in for the rotation, tried to go on to B. Them having kitchen control would allow them to do what they needed to do, but at the same time, it's one of those fights where you can't really talk about it that much. It's going to be Arun getting that kill onto Arm Power, trying to hold it out, but Team Lords, they're trying to shift over towards this B side.
Now you can see all members of Anna OP were stacking towards that B side, end up just getting caught out. Euphoria finds a kill, sorry, of Team Lord, end up getting caught out. Euphoria will find another and drop the spike carrier. It's 4v2, PLG finds another, but PLG with 2, fighting back will make it 2v3 for Team Lord, and now it's gonna be up to PLG and the Jet on Team Lord. No bro, only bhai will not remain anymore, and Survey find double to finish off that round for Anna OP. Anna OP now looking really strong, having picked up 2 rounds back to back, going to force Team Lord into an eco round and a chance for them to really pick up the advantage for themselves. Now having won 2 rounds back to back, I'm looking at which player in Anna OP is gonna pick up the operator, because the operator on Icebox can be extremely good in its ability to hold down one site altogether by itself.
The operator is... it's like one of... I don't know about Icebox. I understand that if you say it, I'm gonna believe it no matter what happens. But when it comes to the operator angles, yes, it's super powerful to hold these long-range engagements. But when you're trying to force yourself on those retake scenarios, I feel as though the operator is gonna have a bit of a harder time, because you don't really know what kind of an angle you should be checking, because there are 3 other angles that the person can be holding in those kind of scenarios. So let's see who's gonna be bringing up this operator at the bare minimum. Let's say OP trying to hold down this B side, but already a fast push is coming out from the side of Team Lords, and so much ground has already been covered. But it's gonna be Aaron getting that first kill onto the side of Team Lords. Survey coming in from the back end, gets one onto Hangenstein straight through the wall. Survey gets those kills onto Werewolf as well. And Armfar, he's able to answer back with his own share on the side. This is an Ecoron, remember, for the side of Team Lords. But they're doing so much damage economically through the sides of Unknown. It's going to be Euphoria though going onto the operator. That first kill off for his side does spot out PLG sitting behind the yellow container. Goes in for the shot and is going to be able to clean him up with a beautiful drifty round coming out from the side of Unknown.
I think Icebox is a map where you can sort of separate the aspects of gameplay entirely. While it's an extremely large map and has a lot of angles in itself, when in the particular starting part of the round, when you're looking to defend against the entries happening, there's only very specific angles you can expect entry from. For B side, it's 2 such angles in the B entry under the tube and the B entry from Cherry or Green, as people like to call it, or a mid-side push coming in from Kitchen. It's only one, either through screens or through the main angle itself. And that means if you're able to sort of synergize well within a team, the operator might just change the game. You can see that Anna OP, they're looking to do just that, utilizing that Killjoy to perfection down at B side to be able to maintain control, and then keeping the operator at A to deny that side altogether. Kise, he's picked up a couple, now will bring out the lockdown, and Survey with another makes it 4v2 for Anna OP. With the spike carrier down, it really does feel like after the first few rounds, Anna OP, they've settled into their group and are now starting to run away with the map.
Trying to hold down the fort for as long as they can, but Hankenstein, that readjustment was absolutely disgusting. That's gonna hurt a lot when it came to that scenario, but Chand, he's trying to hold it out for as long as he can. He has that off angle on his side, and he's gonna get that cheeky peek. He's gonna be able to spot out the Omen as well, sitting on the top of the yellow box. He's slowly creeping his way in, goes in for the fake TP, but he's not checking his angles. The shot has been missed, and Chandi goes in for the reposition. He goes left, he goes right, he sees the falling Omen, he heard it all down, and it's gonna be Chand coming in with the headshot. Take out Arm Power, such a beautiful play coming out from him. Going in left, going in right. Just keep the Omen guessing which angle you're gonna be peeking from, and that was a beautiful play coming out from the side of Unknown OP to take that clutch round away from the side of Team Lords.
Henkenstein and Arm Power did so well to try and pull back that round for their team, getting those 2 kills. But Chand in that 1v2 situation, utilizing the verticality of the map to perfection, able to just surprise his opponents, pick up that triple for himself. We'll have to see if Team Lord can fight back in the next round, because you see mixed buys coming out. An operator for Arm Power, but only a sheriff for no bro, only buy. The Jet looking to play on his ultimate. We'll have to see if he can do so. Chan though, he only has a Phantom, not known for its long range potential, but it doesn't matter much if you're able to get those headshots through. Finds the kill onto Werewolf, but the Sage coming through strong for Team Lord. Will find the revive, but once again, Kise and Chant holding down. Kise holding down mid and Chant holding down A. Find a couple kills. Now Henkenstein will find one, but with the rotate coming out from Anna OP, Team Lord need to make their way out of this site and towards B.
One player
Fast push in,
remaining.
but John, he has his own calling. He gets a 4K for himself. He's gonna get a clean shot onto Henkenstein, leaving only PLGYT on the back end of it all. And I know for a fact that John, he's hungry for that ace. He wants to get that kill and just show Team Lords that we are the Icebox King. Yes, you picked this map, but doesn't really matter because we're going to be bringing down the hammer onto PLJ. He's trying to desperately hold on to this operator, which is so important when it comes to these attacking sides on the side of
30 seconds
Icebox
left.
because of these long range engagements that you can take. Let's see what they're going to be holding, slowly moving forward. John, he's not really going in for that ace. He's doing a very disciplined play. And they're just holding down the sides. It's only 17 seconds left on the clock. And I think PLJ, he's going to be able to get away with this operator in hand.
Yeah,
10
PLG is
seconds
just gonna
left.
go for this save coming out, and this gives us a second to really talk about how the difference coming out from Team Lord in the way they're approaching this match. Because there's one thing I don't particularly like. Icebox, it's a map which awards decisiveness and severely punishes teams that just sort of stagnate for a little too long. You can see that happening for Team Lord. They in the first few rounds, they went for those fast executes, and those worked out for them because they're able to take the side control and then establish the post-plant positions. Given the size of the map, if you're able to get the spike down early, it gives very little time for the opposing team to coordinate and go for perfect retakes, and that's ideally what you want to do. If you're not doing that though, what you can do is try to slowly push into a site, but as soon as you're spotted out, you have to start taking control of territory outside the site and going for the rotates coming out. The fact that Team Lord not doing that really ends up boxing them, because Anna OP on the defense, they're able to then utilize that killjoy and make sure that they're able to then deny the site. Now it really feels like they've heard my prayers because they're going for that fast execute, using the run it back. Only going to be used for information though, because it's going to be Survey finding that first kill and split. Anna OP already with a 2-man advantage.
One player
Already
remaining.
they're gonna be holding now the fort, and Survey gets one kill themselves, and Arog, he gets another one. Henkenstein leaving on the PLG with the Spectre. He's gonna be able to find two, but the entire wolf pack is gonna be pounding out for him, and one after the next. They're gonna be taking their shots and gonna be able to clean it all up. A 6-2 scoreline for the side of Anna OP, and this was a beautiful defense coming out from their side. The rotation was quick, it was very decisive, and Arog, he held down the fort coming out from this back of side because he played this absolutely beautifully. One was on the heaven side, one was coming in from the rotation from the mid connector. Every single angle was covered, and Team Lords, yes, it was a fast execute, but I wanted to see some form of heaven control. I don't know exactly what the call out for that is, but someone going on top of the cabinet area, I would say on the left side, would have opened up a lot more when it comes to the term, like when it came to the potential that you can bring to get those off angles against the side of Anna OP.
Yeah, especially when you're going for the aggressive run-it-back push, you can utilize the zip lines to get across the map really fast using the pressure created by your Phoenix, and that's really what is missing from Team Lord. You can see that they're basically playing into the hands of Anna OP right now, trying to push into green. Euphoria, he able to use that op to perfection, and Anna OP looking for a flawless round. No bro, only bye will get spotted out by Chan, and it'll be Survey with the one tap, securing a 7-2 scoreline for Anna OP. Now, like, I think for me, the biggest thing that I'm missing from Team Lord is the execution of this breach, right? Like, they keep going into the sites through the individual, like, individual sort of thrown out angles, the angles you Ana OP can already expect, and those angles can become really costly when you have an operator on the other team such as Euphoria. Like Euphoria able to hold down the side times to perfection. What I would rather like to see Team Lord do is take control of the tube. If you're able to take control of the tube, not only do you get verticality on top of the tube, but you're able to then look for a push into kitchen or look for a push into A screens, perhaps even take control of defender spawn and then look to push in from there. Given the various options available in Icebox, it's about enhancing your creativity and showing your decisiveness. Now looking to do just that. This is not
One player
a
remaining.
very predictable push coming out from Team Lord. They go for that A screens push, and Survey with the triple just denies them altogether. Looks like 8-2 for Ana OP.
8-2 is the scoreline, and that was a very fast shutdown coming out from the side of Survey to get that. And it's gonna be Euphoria being able to get that kill on the PLG as well with his own boom bot, and it's closing it down one after the next. And Icebox, in my personal opinion, is a much more attacker favored map. You may disagree on that, but the fact is that the Icebox meta has not yet been fully established, so attackers can go in for very aggressive pushes going on to this A side or B side and be able to come out on top. But it seems to Ana OP, they know exactly what to do. They know exactly how Team Lords are playing. They want to take that mid control, but Survey, he's playing at such different off angles, and he's getting all of the headshots to just shut down any sort of a push that could come out from the side of Team Lords. And it's going to be another fast push coming out through the inside, but it's going to be Survey getting one kill. He finds two, only
One
no,
player
only
standing.
I gets Kisse OP, but Euphoria with his own sheriff is going to be able to close them all down, leaving Werewolf Gaming in the back end to try and clean up this round. But Chan, he's way too quick, goes in for the fast lead. And that fast kill on the Werewolf
Last
Gaming,
round
send
before
him
the
back
hash.
home. The Wolf just going to his den to lick his wounds a little bit longer, taking us to a 9-2 scoreline.
I really do think, given the fact, as you said, right, given the fact that Icebox is this sort of undecided map, like where you don't really know what is optimal, you have to go for these plays, you have to follow your gut feeling, and right now, Ana OP, with the right calls, following that gut feeling is really what is keeping them on the top. Team Lord, they really are not going for those aggressive plays down at what I would like to see, like the tube, be Snowpile or be Orange, but now Chant, he's picked up an op for himself.
My God.
Finds a kill, changes his weapon, finds another, going for his third, gets taken down by Henkenstein, but not before Survey takes down PLG. Ana OP again with a two-man advantage, looking for double digits in this last round of first half. It's gonna be up to Werewolf and Henkenstein to pull it back.
It's gonna be them trying to bring it back for themselves, but Werewolf, he doesn't really have any armor to work with. But why do we need armor if you have players like this? But Kitse OP, he already has Werewolf that's pulled up, promoted for the dick, and he's gonna be able to fight it. Knows for a fact that Henkenstein's in the back of side. He has no armor to work with whatsoever. They're gonna be making the push forward. The boom bot and the alarm bot is gonna be present. Does spot out Henkenstein, sitting on that back corner in Euphoria. He has his phone number. He's taking the shots. He spots out the running back clone. He's gonna be able to take it out and knows for a fact that he's sitting on that heaven side. But Henkenstein, he doesn't want on the head of the member. But Kitseofi takes the rope up, goes into the net side, and does spot him out to clean it all
Switching
out. Taking us
sides.
to a 10-2, and into the next half of Icebox.
You can see that the key difference between both of these here is the way Ana OP are constantly allowing themselves to spread out, taking control individually of various territories on the map. The way Euphoria able to, when he's at B side, able to hold down the long angle from B back and just sort of ensure that there is no particular entry into B side or side plant, ensuring that for their team, Chan able to play aggressively on A and go for those peaks, find those kills. These sort of creativity is what I'm really missing from Team Lord, but that's okay, guys. Like we know that this is a brand new map, and teams, they will take some time to really experiment with the map and get better. Now Ana OP, they're on the attack, and I'm hoping to see from them how to sort of utilize this map with their decisiveness potential. They've taken control of Green. Chand, he's gonna first kill, and now pushing in onto B side. Euphoria with a Chand with his third, and that's insta control of B. The Killjoy going for the plant, setting up her swarm grenades for the post plant.
Spike
Trying to do
planted.
what they can, but Chand, he's way too quick with his shots, but it's gonna be Henkenstein getting a fast click onto his end. but it's not gonna be fast as Chand as he gets a 4K for himself to take it all down. And ladies and gentlemen, Anna OP take us to an 11-2, and this is the kind of decisive nation that we want to see coming out when it comes to the stacking. As you told us that Icebox is a map which awards decisiveness, and it seems the Anna OP, they're a team that are absolutely tearing it down, and it's gonna be a driving force when it comes to this map, because I'm pretty sure that no other team, we have not seen any other team bring out this map or actually have any info on this map. And seeing Anna OP doing what they're doing on this map, it's gonna be a scary sight for every other team moving forward into these upper rounds.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, Anna OP, they're missing their star player, one could say, in Anna himself. I hope we get to see him in the round, because that will be an absolute treat to watch. But for now, it really does look like his deputies in his absence doing really well. But now Team Lord, PLG, he picks up that Marshall, PLG picking up that kill, and then Nobro only by playing that Marshall, getting another will mean his Team Lord with the advantage. Now this is what I was really missing from using Jet. Chand utilizing his updraft to get that vertical control of the cube, and then get pushing in, but it'll be PLG kill, holding down in kitchen strong, will use the barrier to deny that push, and arm power through the smoke will find the kill onto Chand. Team Lord doing really well to pick up that round. I think they went for the forced buys in that round, and the fact that they end up making it work out will mean really good things for their economy to come in the next few rounds.
It's a really good factor that they were able to take this round away from the side of Anna OP, because this is where the do or die situation comes in. This is 11-3. They have a long and tall order, and this one round may be the biggest momentum shift that they will require to move forward into these following rounds. Armpower being able to get a better gun this time around, but still the buys are going to be very broken. And Anna OP, they have so much momentum in their favor, they're probably going to be able to take it all away, but no bro, only buy. He's trying to fight one, but this kind of a distraction coming out from Chand with the updraft and that dash is gonna be able to find another one on the back end, but I think inside he has a cheeky angle of his own. He's gonna be able to find out on the Chand, gets tagged down to only 75 HP though. Survey making his way forward, but Hankenstein, he's way too quick with his own headshot. One Euphoria gets one on the PLG, but Arm Power and Werewolf, they're on the sidelines to get those reverse frags in, and leaving only Gisse OP to be the last remaining member to slowly creep his way down onto this A side with that shotty to try and do a little bit of damage, try and maybe get this spike plan going at the bare minimum to see if he can salvage anything out of this round. But an amazing defense coming from the side of Team Lord.
Yeah, we'll have to see now if Anna OP can, in Kisse can get some damage done. As you said, this was the eco round for Anna, so it's all about making sure that they're able to deny weapons to Team Lord. And Kisse with that one tap able to take down that Vandal, make it 1v2.
30
With
seconds
just
left.
30 seconds left, he's going for that fast rotate towards B side, but will get spotted out by Split Analog. Takes him down really low, goes down really low himself, but now has 20 seconds to make his rotation come through into B side. Now Kisse, he's playing it slow, understanding that if he just rushes in, will end up getting taken down. For him, this is no longer about getting the round. I think it's all about sort of securing as much damage as he can. Not able to find arm power, went for the pre-fires, gave away his location, and it'll be Team Lord securing their 4th round. But I really like the fact that he went for the rotation, because on Icebox, such a big map, you have to continuously try to push through those off angles and then try to get the rotate through. That's the only way you're able to secure a guaranteed round.
I think that, I'm going to ask you this. Do you think that the playstyles that we normally see in Haven can actually be applied to the map of Icebox? Because the scale of this map just makes, like, there are no 3 sides, but it feels as though there are 3 sides because of how massive this mid side actually is. Do you think that Haven strategies can be applied to this map?
Yeah, but with one big X factor coming in the fact that in Haven, B control isn't as important. In Icebox, mid control extremely important, at least according to me, because if you're able to take control of that mid boiler area, then you have control of A screens and B hut and can decide where you want to go into a particular site. The idea of rotations though, and fakes coming out the way we see in Haven, you're absolutely on point. That's exactly what teams need to be doing on Icebox.
Icebox is one of those maps that are still really difficult for even, like, when you analyze Icebox as a map, you feel as though it's very chaotic, but at the same time, there is a method to all of this chaos, and you're already seeing it with Gisse OP taking kitchen control while the B main control was being established by its other members. Anna OP using all of this chaos to try and go in for all these trades.
player
Overall
standing.
high. He needs to check like
Spike
two different
planted.
angles at the same time. Gets caught out by KCOP in that side. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be leaving Mr. Henkenstein in a 1 versus 4 scenario, trying to move forward. He gets that first headshot on the KCOP. This is kind of possible. He does have the running back. He has one flash to his name. He does have that firewall. No sound though is being made, and he's going to be able to creep away from the side of the Omen. He's not going to be checking his back end just yet. No noise being made. The spike has gone down, and they're trying to hunt him down, but no one's really near the spike just yet. But it's going to be Survey slowly making his way forward, ladies and gentlemen, to see what he can find. But Engenstein, he gave away his position. They know exactly where he is, and the run is going to be coming forward. Survey is going to be able to try and get it away, and he's going to be able to find it. Survey coming in massive, being able to take that
Match
clutch
point.
away from Henkenstein, and it's going to be sending Anna OP to match point, ladies and gentlemen.
Match point aggressive coming through for Anna OP. This team, like, we know exactly what this team is in its concept. It's the team coming through for the management side of best teams in India, of Velocity Gaming. And even though they're missing their name player, right, Anna himself, BLT Sentinel, they're showing that they have the firepower within their roster to be able to play extremely well on a brand new map. Like, the creativity I'm seeing from Anna OP, I really do have to appreciate it, because as an Icebox lover, it's something that I really love to see. But now Armpower pushing into Green himself, he finds the but Chand right there to put it back onto Nobro only back. Euphoria with the showstopper will not find, and he just takes some fall damage for his trouble because his teammate already getting that kill. But now it's Henkenstein with the one tap finding Sean to make it a man advantage for Team Lord. And now the ultimate coming out from Armpower, looking to flank in onto an OP, and the flank is brilliant. Will find one, will find two, makes it his third for the round. Armpower demolishing an OP's push in that round.
That was a beautiful play coming out from the side of Team Lords, but it's gonna be Survey still being alive, but very near it all. It's not gonna be that much, as Armpower with that amazing flank was just so beautiful. Him being able to get that first initial kill, but it's gonna be Survey still surviving in a 1 versus 2, and this is gonna be hurting a lot.
Now, Survey, he went from a 1v3 to a 1v1,
30 seconds
having
left.
picked up 2 kills. It's going to be up to him and Split Anurag to make this round work. Split Anurag made advantage having this team with a huge ultimate, and with that flank able to now pick up his 4th onto Survey and close out that round for Team Lord. Keep the team alive in this matchup and take it to 12-5. I do think, like, both of these teams, for them, it's about actually, like, making sure that they're showing what they have at the best of their capabilities, because both of these teams, they're new to this stage, right? We haven't seen either Anna OP or Team Lord, and most of these players on the big stage before, the fact that they're playing on stream so well and they're playing in a brand new map really speaks monuments to their capabilities. So props given to both of these teams. But now it's Team Lord, having won the last couple of rounds, looking to push through their advantage. Eco coming through for Anna. Euphoria going for the double plus back into Tube Control, just ends up getting denied by Team Lord. Nobro only by with another. Kisse answers back though, but it's still the advantage for Team Lord. Not for long though, because Survey and his one taps. Is this guy's aim on point or what?
This guy's just living the one tap lead for a fact that he had no bullets in that battle, but he's gonna be leading the sheriff only. He's feeling the sheriff. The shots don't connect though. It's gonna be Nobro only by being able to take out Survey. And then from the back end, it's just gonna be even out. One more remaining member from the side of Team Lords to go up against 2 of the big juggernauts from the side of Unknown B. The spike has gone down and the pushes are coming in, and it's gonna be Split. Maroon with that sheriff goes in for the left, goes in for the right, does the counter strafe and gets the shot to end it all. It's gonna be a 30-5 scoreline for the side of Unknown B, and they move forward into the next round.
13-5 coming through for Anna OP, doing really well. Survey especially, like the way he's able to sort of ensure the rounds getting clutched out. Even in this eco round, the damage he's able to do, really setting the stage for the rest of his team. He will pick up the MVP with the 22 kills, 326 ACS. Chan not too far behind him though, and that's a really good sign for any team when you picking up that triple duelist composition, and when two of your three duelists are at the top of the table, it really shows that their team believes in the capabilities of their players and they're executing it to perfection. Now, given the way Kisse particularly performed aggressive, I hope everyone realizes just how strong Killjoy still is, and I get to see more of that agent because I particularly as Killjoy main, I love to see this agent coming out, given her strength on Icebox especially.
Killjoy is the best fit for Icebox. Even before the Killjoy changes came in,
Yeah.
Killjoy was always good on Icebox. And now with these Killjoy changes, she's even better because of the proactive playstyle that you can come up with her. Being able to move all of your utility from one side of the map to the other in a matter of seconds does answer a lot to what Icebox actually needs. It's like beautiful of how Killjoy can hold this A site, because if you put that turret down on Nest, it can see the entire site. Any sort of a push, any sort of a flank, you cannot get past that turret. And this is why it's such an amazing agent to have on this map. And the fact that Anna OP were able to use it down to perfection just goes to show that other teams have that potential, have that capability. But if Anna have already mastered how to play this map, they're going to be using this as a crutch map throughout this entire series, probably.
I mean, I think we're gonna see a lot of different strategies come out for all the teams, because personally, like, given how much I've wanted Viper over the series, this map is the one of the maps where you can actually make a legitimate claim for that Viper efficiency. So we're gonna see a plethora of strategies come out from all the teams, and I'm just really excited to see more. Because as an analyst, there is so many things. There is just so many things to say about this map, about the way you can approach it. But for now, for today, this was day one of the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, and that was an amazing day. We saw Paratroops, Godlike, and now Anna OP progress to the next round, and we'll be back tomorrow with that next round, looking to see how far these teams can make it. This is the last series, so all of these teams, they're in it with a heightened stake, a chance to really take their push at that 2 lakh price pool, really make a name for themselves. And I'm really excited to see which team does end up coming out on top. For now, make sure you check out the links in the description below for all the deals you can get. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. There's going to be action-packed throughout these days leading up to the holidays and Christmas. As we approach that new year, the action is just going to get ramped up at time and time again. For now, we're just going to take the break off today, and we'll see you back with that action in the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 5, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD tomorrow. I'm CA, this was Aggressive, see you soon.
Time every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars.